Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name's Zenji and today we're playing Anno 1800. So we're going to be playing a new game, so we're going to be creating a new, character. And we're going to be doing the sandbox mode, less guidance, and then changing our character. We're going to be prisoner, but our actual character is going to be Admiral Purrington, so being with the theme of being a kitty cat. Shit. Okay, we're going to take one of these R's out and this space out so we can put. Cool. Alright, so yeah, going back for a sec. For additional content, we're going to be doing the Sunken Treasures, the Botanica, the Passage, the Cedar Power, Bright Harvest, and Land of Lions. So after we do this playthrough, which is going to be the Giga-City build, or Giga-City metropolis. And yeah, after we do that, we're going to then expand into perhaps the Docklands, Tourist Season, the High Life, Seeds of Change, Emperor of the Skies, and New World Rising. Of course, that does cost money, so we might have to look into that in the future. Alright, moving forward. We're going to be playing on Expert or Custom difficulty. And we're going to randomize the map seed. We are going to... Yeah, we're going to keep everything as is. Try and make it difficult for ourselves. And yes, tough times ahead of us. So we have Arturo Gasparov, Lady Margaret Hunt, and then Alonso Graves or Graves. We're going to be keeping the traders on all of them, and then pirates are going to be on hard. Income, low. Construction cost refunds will be a fee. Then there's going to be trading post restocks are going to be on rare. City incidences are going to be on hard. And then quest frequency are going to be in common. Influence is going to be low. And then starting conditions, we are going to have a flagship. I'm wondering. Yeah, let's leave off the starting harbor just so that we can explore and find our own. And of course we're going to leave the map off. Victory conditions. Somewhere in the future we're going to be doing all, so it means all monuments, all investors of 5,000, target population of 25, that's very easy, target wealth 1 million, target revenue 25k, and diplomacy will be off. We can always do like destruction and take everyone out, but I think if we do it this way, it's also a good way to achieve that goal. And yeah, let's get into it. Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content, give us a thumbs up and perhaps consider subscribing. Thanks. Okay, we are ready to set sail. Alright, before we explore the world, so we're going to be doing some goals, hopefully for our first episode, which is going to be establishing our city, and then get to the next tier, which is workers, then explore at least 50% of the map, complete 3 side quests, have a positive net income, and then at least have 700 people. So that's our goal for this episode. Hopefully we can reach it. But just stick or stay tuned. And yeah, let's see if we can do it. Oh, such a pretty game. Oh, that's a giant bird. Okay. Let's check it out. Oh, starting resources are minimal. No oil. Oh, there is oil. Only 2 springs though, but we do have potatoes and grain on this island. Maybe there's a pattern here. Seems like the second island also only has potatoes and wheat. Although a nice big harbor area. But yeah, if you're not too familiar with Anno 1800, obviously set in the 1800s, but with its own take on the world and how things work, I guess. But yeah, we kind of want to be, I guess, in the action, but also not too close. I kind of like this central island here.
It's easier to stick to gestures.
Of course, it means we can't really do mega builds on this main area in our island, I guess, our first island. But yeah, hopefully in the future, maybe in Cape Talani, we can do that mega build. Alright. Fast forwarding a little bit. Okay.
Flagship at your service.
We're going to be building right in the center.
I show you a fine time. I start with nostrils and an eider duck feather.
Okay, so we do not have enough to
A competitor raised a settlement.
raise a second island, but what we can do is obviously prep. So if you are building your first island, always make sure to go into blueprint mode. It's just a safe way of building your cities, just to keep things nice and organized. Of course, we're playing on extreme difficulty, which is fun and challenging. Don't try this at home, or do, especially if you are a seasoned veteran. Sure, we're just trying to get our grid lines, try get a good structured layout. So we're going to be doing a build inspired by the city of Barcelona. So if you don't know, they have these sort of, I guess, apartment blocks or city blocks with the central courtyard being for beautification, city parks, public spaces, etc. So we're going to be taking a leaf out of their book and creating our own version. You can copy paste by pushing C, and then it gives you this copy icon, which is quite nice and handy, especially when you're duplicating mass amounts of areas. But yeah, we want to make sure everything's connected nicely. So we take that layout and then plonk it on this side. Now everything is connected. Before we do that though, we do need to build out a timber facility. So to do that, we need to build a small warehouse and then have a whole bunch of lumberjack huts. So it's a very nice dense area, which is going to do wonders for us. And we can do about 4 or 5 there. That looks nice. And then have some sawmills. So we want to make sure we upgrade that first. Make sure there's roads to each one of these. Okay. And then I'm a stickler for perfection, so I will cut that out. Then we're going to upgrade all these. And then upgrade our marketplace. And then do the housing. So, age of agriculture. What I do like about this blueprint mode is that you can plan your city even when you don't have the resources. Which of course is great because, you know, things can get complicated, yeah. So We've discovered 2 islands. One is another potato island with grain fertility, but it has limestone deposits and coal deposits. Not the greatest, must admit, but we do want to explore as much of the map as possible. I am shift clicking while I right click, so that sets pinpoints to where the ship goes, which is quite nice. It's like automated in that way. Oh, yes, we forgot to build roads there. Okay, until we get enough people, we're going to be upgrading as much as possible.
The Emporium Exotique looks forward to your patronage.
Okay, we found our first trader, Madame Kahina. So if you don't know, she
Go on,
provides sort
let's
of
hear your
exotic
daring
goods,
tales.
so animals, things for museums and zoos. I'm sure we'll be visiting her quite a few times in the future.
New orders?
But we do have a quest available. So we're gonna go to Quintus Neck for Arthur's quest. We're gonna check it out.
A prestigious commission. This proposal expects success.
Alright, so this is a puzzle quest for quite a lot of money. Negative attributes, though, it does affect us negatively with the other NPC.
Please
we'll accept
maintain
it.
my aesthetic.
Flowers of the graves. I don't know what that means. I guess we grab that.
Reminds me of the importance of others.
That fish pie smells good, lads.
Perhaps it's a, just a quest item we need to deliver, which I guess we
A
have.
bulwark against Philistinism.
Flagship ready
Interesting.
for orders.
Okay, well that's one quest down. Check mark for us. Looks like we do have some wood coming in slowly. Okay, so for those who don't know regarding building production chains, there's a few things you can do, but we'll get into it when they become available, which should be relatively soon. We're just waiting, I guess, on one more home to be fulfilled. People. Don't know how they get to this island, but they appear here. Right, so we have found a hops island over here with some zinc, copper, and coal. It's quite a nice island for production chain later on. Hopefully we can get something around us. Okay, looks like we have unlocked some new buildings, aka the fishery. So in my past playthroughs I've always built against the coast and I find it quite boring, so I'm going to try a new approach where okay, so to rotate this, there we go. I'm going to leave 4 spaces for turrets and build a couple of...
To destroy me, you must destroy yourself.
Oh shit.
Can you do that?
We just started. Alright, well, shit. That ain't good. Of course. Life is not always fair. We're gonna start with a bang, it seems. Which is fine.
Flagship awaiting instructions.
Too worried.
Black, white, and red all over.
Okay, the Anno Chronicles. So, war is declared on us. Alonso Graves declares war. Peace and humanity desert us. As... I can't read that word. Anniversary rises from the depths to comfort us. We can only trust in our bravest to fight back this nemesis and drive reunition from our shores. Hope that's not the name of our... our city's name is Porpoise. Fitting, I guess. Okay, we're gonna try upgrade as many homes as possible. Being at war does not help our cause. Okay, so
Ready for orders.
here is Alonso, our arch enemy. It would be good to take over this island just to create like an embargo between this sort of section.
Workforce shortage.
Sails!
Keep doing that. So in most games, you know, spacebar is pause, but not in this game. So if you don't know that, okay, we're gonna quickly buy. Never mind, missed my opportunity. Yeah, you should always be setting purchasing of planks. Okay, we're sitting at negative 40-ish workers. So we need to obviously add as many homes as possible. This will obviously create more workforce or labor pool. And then from there we can, yeah, move to the next tier. But we do have our second quest available. This is from Madame Kahina. So it's a collection quest.
Let me know when you've done the deed.
These are designed, I would say, to get you to explore the map. Sometimes it's a bit sneaky where they actually get you to go into uncharted waters where enemies and pirates may live. Of course, it's all part of the mechanics, game design.
You reached a new milestone.
Alright, our city status has been pushed up to village. So, with regards to the farmers, or the farmers. So we have access to now a schnapps production chain and a closed production chain. So these are one-to-one inputs and outputs. So if I build one potato farm, it will then service one schnapps distillery, which is quite handy. So we'll try find some space. We want to try keep this all for residential. Might not be able to, but we shall try. Okay, we're gonna do still in blueprint mode, which is quite nice. Keep things nice and flush. We're gonna be doing a potato field over here. Now the way this works is that you can either just drag out and then make a big rectangle, or you can fill the shape, which is quite interesting. This allows you to maximize the grid layout of your island. But of course, that can lead to, you know, some funny looking farm plots and farm areas. So we're going to be doing the stacking method where we basically just create a ever expanding road with access to each farm. This way we can maximize layout and hopefully fill out every one of these grid spots. And then we will start again. So we'll go here. Now we are building quite a lot here, but they're all in blueprint mode, so we can then upgrade them as soon as we need to. Quite handy. I'm going to leave it at 6. This way we can only upgrade when we need it, which is fine. Okay, so to match that, we'll have some production of snaps distilleries. And we're going to be deleting some of these roads here. Create a 2-tier system. So we're going to take... You need a fire station, by the way, because snaps distilleries like to explode. Who knew? And yeah, so we're going to try to find a nice shape. So I think we can just do that. That way. Everything is sort of neatly packed in there. Now you can, if you do create a square layout, you can actually copy paste it. And what that does is just helps you to duplicate different builds, I guess. But alright, we've now collected Madankahina's bounties. Oh, she's a bountess. That's an interesting term. So what's quite nice is that you can set your ship to this zone, right? And when your ship reaches here, it actually, you know, asks you to complete the quest, or are you ready to complete the quest? But if you do go out of that zone, then it sort of comes and goes, which can be quite frustrating. But okay, we have access to a pub now, so we're gonna be building that.
You have something for me, don't you?
There it is. So we're gonna accept that.
I had a feeling you'd do well.
Okay, that is our second side quest completed. We have one more, I guess, on our goals for this episode. Currently sitting at 20,000. 180, 90 people. Of course, we want higher. We need to reach 700 for this episode. Well, that's the goal at least. Alright. So, we're going to be building out some sheep farms, or yeah, sheep farms and framework knitters. So what's quite nice about the sheep farm is that it actually makes a, this doesn't work, a perfect square. So we're going to take these fields called the sheepfolds, and we're going to copy the whole thing, drag copy. Now we're going to rotate it because we need access to a road on this side. 1, 2, 3. Ah, yes. So this is where the finessing comes in. So we're going to try to delete those. Like that. A perfect fit. Maximize our potential yields there. Perfect. Everything fits nice and snug. So that is 5 sheep farms. Of course, we need 5 framework knitters, but we need more haulers. So these small warehouses provide at least 4 or 5, I believe, at different stages. So what we want to do is try and maximize the amount. Here we go. So for, I would say 22 buildings, we only have 2 small warehouses, which could be an issue. But let's see. We'll see how it goes. Now, quite interestingly, the fire department only has access to this section. And then for them to access over here, they won't be able to access this building, for instance, because of the pathing. So we want to try and make sure that they can always access any building if needed. So we're connecting the grids there. And then to make things look nice and pretty, we can actually create a through line or pathway over here. That's nice and square. I quite like that, but our job's not done. We now have a road going through to our framework knitters, all of them. So yeah, that is our production chain set up for a small village. Now, if you look at your people's needs, they need access to a market, access to fish, and then access to workloads. So those are their basic needs. If you fulfill their needs, we then get more people to move in. But on the happiness scale, if you also provide them with, for instance, on this tier, it is the pub and the schnapps supply, it then also contributes to this number. Of course, other factors
Metal plows change things, I'll grant ye.
do affect the number. So obviously working conditions, pollution, islands beautification, the news, etc. So lots of things, lots of moving parts. Okay, another little trick is when you do upgrade, make sure you select the farm plots too. So I'll be doing all 3 of these, but it does not do the plots. So we're going to make sure we do that separately. Quite a nice little animation. And because we've done 3 of those, we need to do 3 of these plus a fire station. Okay, so that is all matching. Everything's good there. You can now focus on adding more housing. Oh, it looks like we have a resident request.
Needs setting straight.
Okay, so it's a puzzle quest. You're gonna accept it.
We've all we've ever wished for.
Okay, so find the farmer's husband. I can tell you right now, he's at the pub. So,
Keen as a 3-legged goat.
yep, we know.
Flagship ready for orders.
Alright, so since we've only done 2 quests, that doesn't count as a 3rd one. We're going to continue to explore and hopefully find some islands where we can get some steel. To expand your island chain, you need steel and wood to then plonk down a new harbor.
We need more farm hands.
So I think so Archibald Blake has access to those resources, but only at a certain time frame. We cannot rush that, unfortunately.
Competitor raised a settlement.
Ah, they're expanding. Could be bad for us. Could be good for us. Okay, we're now maxed out our, I guess, layout. I would like this to be an even 5. So 5 city blocks. And then from there, we can have another block on each side. And then when we do expand over here, we'll add another. I guess we'll just do it now. Quite handy, this copy paste tool. There's no more manual labor, which is quite nice. So we can just plan for our future builds.
And not yet another crook-fingered wretch.
Ooh, okay, so we've found Eli Bleakworth. Funnily enough, he is a prison warden. And quite cool, there's a little Easter egg over here somewhere. Where did I see it? Alright, so you can zoom in, you can see the prisoners, which is quite cool. Here we go. So here's this fight. I thought it was quite funny when I first saw it. And these guards are not doing a single thing about it. I have no idea who that is. They just kicked that guy's ass. And then they go again. Telling each other off. But yeah, that's a prisoner and that's clearly not. Yeah, I thought that was quite a cool little Easter egg when I first saw it. Alright.
God scourges those with something to hide.
Okay, so Sir Eli Bleakworth, he likes potatoes because his, I guess, residents are prisoners who obviously only eat potatoes. So we'll grow our potato empire and hopefully be able to supply him with some potatoes. Of course,
Thank your loving kindness.
our people's needs are heading to almost being fulfilled. So yeah, we're at 99, 99%, 80, 98. So you can add beautification, which is quite cool. There's interesting monuments you can create, columns, things to beautify your settlement, which is very interesting. Okay, we're going to be looking for a nice square monument. That's one. So this is a 1404 reference. I love that game. We should probably play that on the channel too. But yeah, be quite a nice little addition to our yeah, our city. So it's the Fountain of Fortune. Oh, that is lush for a peasant area. Look at these guys. Guys in a top hat. How do I do the walk mode? Okay, that is awesome. Such detail. So grand. But hey, currently sitting at 616 people. Net positive in workforce. Unfortunately not in income just yet. But our people's needs are fulfilled with schnapps. Access to working clothing. So we're going to be
You reached
upgrading our
a new
residence.
milestone.
So it's a more of a manual process to upgrade to the industrialization process or tier 2. So we can obviously click U on our keyboard and then drag select
Honest work. That's all we ask.
for a whole bunch of housing, but we're not going to do that right this second. Of course, we're going to first upgrade some things here. And then, because we're now accessing the workers tab here, we can now build bricks. So if you're looking at your resources here, we have 3 clay deposits, and when you click on them, it takes you to each one individually. So we're going to be building over here first, putting a road connecting it,
A competitor raised a settlement.
and then adding. Let's do this. Let's try and maximize our space. Yeah, build 2 roads to this area. Now it looks a little funny, but we want to try and maximize things as much as possible. And then we'll pre-plan one over here. Make this one look a bit nicer though. And more butterfingers. Okay, now that that's done. Don't have enough workers to obviously fulfill that.
Flagship at your service.
Okay, we're going to continue our discovery. We should be able to find Sir Margaret Hunt. Now she's the real threat because yeah, she's quite a pain in the butt, to be honest. While we wait for that, we're going to continue with our sausage production. So we're going to be
Lady
building.
Margaret Hunt, née Harlow. I hope you're not expecting me to go easy on you.
And there she is, ferocious as ever. Okay. Gonna be building out our piggy section. So this is quite a nice one too, because you can actually mass produce your buildings in that way. We found her second island, which is a little concerning. But she might have a quest for us, so let's try find a main island. Yeah, over here. Going back to our sausage production chain. There's 5 pig size, so what we want to do is try create a nice grid. And you can obviously shift out some of these buildings. Now it does equal 5, and we do need to make concession for a farming silo, which comes later. So what we're going to do, plan for it like this. So we're going to leave it open on the side. Yeah, so that is perfect for us. I'm going to copy that over. Leave a space. One space. One space. Okay, that is 4 pig farms. So pigs and sausages, or slaughterhouses. They're a 1-to-1 production chain, which is quite nice. So we don't have to stress too much about, I guess, math.
I am a humble servant of Her Majesty, called upon for delicate occasions.
Okay, there we go. We have found Sir Archibald. On the opposite side, unfortunately, but he is
Ready for orders.
the next step in our, I guess, progression. He's going to be providing us with metal steel beams. I don't know how the computer gets access to that in this game without cheating. Of course, we don't get access to more steel beams when we need it. As you can see, there's only 2 available. But hey, we'll give them the chance to, I guess, catch up to our genius. Alright, so in this game, there's something called the trade union, which you then plonk down, and basically what it does is you can place, I guess, foremans or people with skill that enhance the production or the amount of farm plots, etc, etc. So yeah, it's a way to maximize yields, adds separate bonus effects, especially works well when there's a harbor master office. And what that does, it then, if you do sell any goods, obviously they have to pay levies, and levies aren't formed in coin, they're formed in goods. So they would pay like 5 tons of champagne, or 5 tons of wood. So it really does depend. But yeah, we're going to be upgrading some more homes here. Try to grid by grid.
You reached a new milestone.
Okay, we're now in the city status of Port Town. Port Town purpose. Funny. Of course, that does give us access to the following building production chains, which is bread, and obviously to make bread you need grain and flour. And then there's access to a church, so that's your religion. Sales, which we use sheep wool, which we do have a production chain already set up to make sales. And then the small harbor. So now this is unlocked. You can provide a harbor's master's office. This has a big concentric circle there, so we want to keep that safe. So we're going to put it on this back end over there. And then we're going to be adding a mounted gun on the left and right side. You want to try to get the angle right so they're facing the right way. Makes sense, I know. And then because there is a move function,
We're taking
which is disabled because we're playing on extreme difficulty. Sometimes I regret my decisions, but hey,
It's all prepared.
we can build that then. Of course, we need a... Well, that's interesting. I can build a sailing shipyard that's not actually connected to the coastline. That's funny. For aesthetic reasons, I'm not going to be doing that, so I'll be putting it over here. I want things to look cheap and fake. Alright, we have a newspaper to attend to. So if you don't know, a newspaper is a way to basically
To meet our
provide
patron is utterly
propaganda to your people.
If there is anything I can do, anything really, imagine it, and we can do it.
So what we can do is either hit publish or we can edit this magazine. Alright, we need cash, so we're gonna
Poetic license.
do a little bit of propaganda.
Of course, you know what's best.
And of course, no one always agrees with it, so other NPCs
You
will
think that
comment
is goodness?
like that. He doesn't like it at all, which is okay. You know, you can never make everyone happy.
We'll raise a glass to you, Gav.
The good news, we've reached our goal of being in a positive balance, positive goal of population, global population of 700, so we're now almost at 800. And we've completed 2 quests, and we're just waiting for some more steel beams to be in Sir Archibald Blake's harbour. We've done quite a lot of exploring of the map. We've completed a few goals today. And yeah, our city grows. Currently we are at war though, which is unfortunate. But hey, we're going to leave it there for today, guys. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. And as always, if I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Cheers.